Hello, my name is Victor. I am the product manager at the environment group here at GitLab, and this is our 16.0 kickoff video together with Emily Bowman, who will present our design plans for the milestone in the second part of the video, while I'm going to present the delivery plans. As this is 16.0, we are primarily focused on the breaking changes. We don't have any major breaking changes in this year. We do have several minor ones, so quite a lot of work, but nothing that we think is critical. Then we have another pretty critical item, though. The deployment table on gitlab.com is almost at its limit, so we have to reduce its load in order to serve GitLab SaaS in the future. These are the more maintenance-related tasks in the milestone, and there are quite a few that we are definitely excited about because we think can bring more value to our customers. The top one in this list is currently the iteration on the Kubernetes dashboard integration environments page that I spoke already about a month ago as well. By now, we managed to clarify the scope with the newly formed team, and I hope we will be able to deliver the first iteration of it. Our initial plan was to ship it behind feature flag in a closed beta. Now that everything is open, we still have to figure out what might be the best approach here, because it might have some performance impact on GitLab, and we want to make sure that CAS users don't suffer because of this release. We don't expect it, but rather be safe than sorry. Then we are continuing a migration from HAML to Vue.js on the environments pages. Besides, why this is a maintenance work and not necessarily a big value driver for our users, we consider it really critical, not only because of where all our frontend is moving, but as well because this will unblock further development of the environments pages. The fifth goal for us is to ship, or at least start shipping, Flux integration. To better understand what this agent K notification might mean, we should understand how Flux works. Basically, a default install of Flux means that Flux reaches out to GitLab every 10 minutes to see if there's something new for it to apply. Now, there are instructions how to set up Flux with GitLab with a webhook that calls an ingress and reaches Flux to trigger a sync. But for that, users need an ingress, and they need to set up this whole infrastructure for it to work. As Agent K already knows about a new commit in GitLab, we plan to notify Flux with Agent K inside the cluster and save the maintenance cost of setting up Flux with GitLab. And the last item on our delivery list is to finish the deployment management spikes we run in the past months. First, we looked at how we recommend structuring a project for deployment management, specifically not for application development. And now that there we used a small project that was like a Hello World application of deployment. In the second spike, we want to see we want to come up with recommendations on full scale, like a 3-tier application, how to do that with GitLab. And now I will hand it over to Emily.
Hey everyone, this is Emily Bowman, the product designer on the environments team, and I'm going to walk through what the UX and research plan is going to be for the 16.0 milestone. So we have a few things on the list. The first one being really closing up the solution validation on the group level environments. So as a recap, this is where users will be able to see an overview of all their production environments at the group level amongst all their projects. We've been working on this for quite a few months, and this will be milestone 2 of 2, finishing up the research. So this milestone will be focused on conducting the interviews, synthesizing any data that comes out of those interviews, and deciding on what our next steps are with this concept, depending on how it users interact and give us feedback on it. So excited to see the results of that and see where this concept goes. The next thing for UX to focus on is continued support of the Kubernetes dashboard with a main focus on this details view. So the container that pops over the dashboard, just getting the design of this finalized, the content, just the interactions done here. Additionally, with some support of the filtering on the dashboard and some other smaller UX things that need to be completed before engineering can start working on this concept. So continued support of the Kubernetes dashboard will be another big thing in this milestone. The next thing we want to focus on is finishing up our glossary of terms for the deployment section. So this is really where we're defining the terms we use. This will be a good thing to have for the design sprint when we start planning it too. So just having a place where people can go, become familiar with the terms we use in deployments, what they mean for our area, and being able to use that in the design sprint to make sure everyone is kind of on the same page. So pushing forward more iterations of this glossary and finalizing that up in 16.0. Second last thing we want to do is finish planning the design sprint. So the environments design sprint is going to take place in 16.1 and 16.0. We want to really finalize the planning of these activities, get that glossary completed, figure out when we're actually going to host this, get our problem organized. So just all the things we need to do to prepare for a good design sprint, have those finished in this milestone. And then the final thing for UX this milestone is a severity 2 issue with the group level and project level protected environments flow. Currently, when you protect an environment and encounter an error, you just get a failed to protect the environment, and it's really difficult to understand what went wrong here. So this is cleaning up the error states, ensuring that users are given the right amount of feedback so that they can kind of continue on their flow without stopping. And those are the issues we have in line for 16.0 for UX. Thanks for watching.